Hashem, v'zoich. The hemshech to the limud that we're learning Hilchos Kriyas Torah, I would like to focus tonight's shiur on the halachos and call it the Minhagim that are noigeya to hoitzah v'achnasa, taking out the Sefer Torah. In previous shiurim we spoke about the Minhagim, the Makoyer. We heard other shurim, chaburis. I want to focus taking out the Sefer Torah. Before going into the halachos of taking out the Sefer Torah, just to note, taking out the Sefer Torah, there's halachos about having a proper Aron HaKodesh also. That's in Yoredeya, in Hilchos Sefer Torah, Siman Reish Pei Bais, Zokta Shulchan Aruch Chayiv Adam Linoi Kavod Gadol b'Sefer Torah. But besides that, mitzvah liyachad leimakim. And Aron Kodesh has halachos. It's not just a hechatimtza. It's very noigeya. When it's needed to move a Sefer Torah from place to place, you go away, you take a Sefer Torah. That's a whole set of halachos for itself when you're allowed to. But there's a specific heter when you move a Sefer Torah. Even liyoyim or yemayim, if you have a makom yuchad l'Sefer Torah. Al kaponim, tonight's shiur we're going to focus about taking the Sefer Torah out of that makom yuchad, out of the Aron Kodesh. The Mishnah Berurah says when you take out the Sefer Torah, you say Bruch Shemei. The Makoyer for Bruch Shemei is a Zohar, Parshas Vayakel. The Zohar has a big arichas going through the inyan of Kriyas Torah. And the Zohar says, I'm going to read it the way it's translated in Lashon HaKodesh, but it's very powerful. The way Rabbi Daniel Frisch in the Zohar translates it, Kishemetzian a Sefer Torah ma'aron HaKodesh lik Rabbi. Whenever you take out a Sefer Torah from the Aron Kodesh, niftachim sharei harachmim shebashamayim. Anytime you open up the Aron Kodesh, he says when you take out the Sefer Torah, it's niftach the shari rachmim, and it's ma'oirer the ava between the Rabbeinu Shalom and Klal Yisrael, and therefore says the Zohar you should say this Bruch Shemei. It's the lashon that we say word for it in the Zohar. In Midas Rashbi, that's a sefer that has all the quotes of members of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Gemara and Medrash. So in the back, he has a mimer called Mimer Eis Ratzoi, and he brings 17 different times throughout when it's an Eis Ratzoi and Shabbos by Mincha. And he says he's also an Eis Ratzoi whenever you open up it brings from the Mekubalim, from the Ramchal, much later than the Zohar. But this concept also that it's an Eis Ratzoi b'shas hoitzah when taking out the Sefer Torah and mail it to say Bruch Shemei. Just it's kedai to maybe take out 2 or 3 pointers from Bruch Shemei. You say it minimum 4 times a week. Monday, we'll see how many times you say it. We'll get to it soon. You say it every day, b'pashtus, Monday, Thursday, Shabbos, and by Mincha. In the Lashon, Ano Avda the Kutsha B'richu, I'm an Eved Hashem, the Sagidno Kamei, which means that I'm Mishtachava L'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Sagidno Kamei, I'm Mishtachava. Where are we Mishtachava to the Rabbeinu Shalom? During Shmon Esrei, Moedim, you Mishtachava. And then it says, the Sagidno Kamei, Mekamei de Kari Raisa, which means you Mishtachava in front of the Torah. Where exactly are we Mishtachava in front of the Torah? What'd say? Oh, very good. Very good, very good. But the emes is that right after B'chol Idon v'Idon, all the time. Even like Yitzhak is saying, very good by Hagba, we'll get to that in a minute. What's B'chol Idon v'Idon, all the time we're Mishtachava? Bishloim, the first bar, Mishtachava l'fnei the Rabbeinu Shalom, 3 times a day. Ooh, you could say it's B'chol Idon v'Idon. But for the Torah, it's B'chol Idon v'Idon. What's B'chol Idon v'Idon? So the emes is that some have the girsa, not the change of words, but where they put the, let's call it the comma, before B'chol Idon V'Idon. In the Siddur of the Balatanya, whose yard site is tomorrow night, Friday, Chavdala Tevis, he puts the two dots before B'chol Idon V'Idon. In other words, B'chol Idon V'Idon is going on the next word, Lo al Enish Rechitz, and I don't rely on a person. But if it goes back, B'chol Idon V'Idon, we're Meshtachava, Bishleim Meshtachava to the Rabbi Shalom, is B'chol Idon V'Idon. But we were Meshtachava to the Torah all the time. So it goes. We are such a makar every time, every morning. If you could advise, talk about very interesting, yeah? Shachanati Meshtachava, what? Meshtachava. But you take just to be mechazek the kasha, the Shilta Geburim and Kedushin says a lashon v'lo nimtza b'chol ha-Torah shemeshtachavim afil aron HaKodesh. She says there's no such concept ever to be meshtachavim to the Torah. The Maisa, one Maramokim is tackle, like you said, the Shulchan Aruch brings it, it's a Masech, the Seferim. The Ramban in Parshas Kisavai brings this Masech, the Seferim, Lagabi Hagba Glila, maybe it'll be a Shiur for itself. That's one place Taka Shulchan Aruch says Liris Aksava L'Chroya, and it's Seder Ayoyim from the early Achroinim brings that every time you take out the Sefer Torah, Sorach L'Chapkoi, to embrace the Sefer Torah, L'Nashek, V'Lochav Roishoy L'Fonav Ke'egmoy. The Lashon Seder Ayoyim Oifen of Shtachavah to the Torah. Interesting, if you're saying it's all the time, that would be a Yishuv Taka to say B'chol Id. We have to be more about it, but I wouldn't say the Pashtus, but if B'chol Idon V'Idon, we say this tomorrow morning, we'll have a little bit more of a understanding. B'chol Idon V'Idon is going later on the words afterwards. Well, Meshtachavah to the Torah mitzvahs? I want to take a look. Taiches. Look after here. Weiter we say v'lo al bar lekin samchina. Was heißt, we're not soymech. What does it mean? We're not soymech on a malach. Why? What says? Why is it called? So the Mitsudis and the Neil says, why is a malach on the pasuk over there? It says this lashon. Why is a malach called bar lekin? He says because a malach is Drezach and Ki'ilu is a ben bias by the Rabbi Shalom. So it's referring to a malach. Interesting, in Siddur Oitzer Tfilas asks, what does it mean? We're not soymech, we're not maspal to the malach. The Gemara in Menach in Sanhedrin, the Gemara says La'olam Yivakish Adam Rachmim Shiyu Hakol Ma'amtzin Es Koichai. And Rashi says it means to a malach. We spoke about, maybe it was in the morning call about if you're allowed to be maspal to malach, it's a separate shmuz. Rashi says that yes, to be Lashon Rashi, she yisayeyu malachi asharish levakish rachmim. So what are we saying in Brich Shemei that we're not soymach malachim? So he says avada could be we are mevakish to malachim. However, we're not soymach. We're not soymach on the malachim. It's Kedaiti Metzayin that others actually argue. It's not referring to a malach fakir. It's referring to Anoshim Giborim. We don't rely on people. None of us, we rely on the Rabbi Shalom. Two more pointers in the Brich Shemei. Right before the end, some have the Girsa. It's interesting why some don't have the Girsa. It's the Girsa in the Zoyer. V'seyev lei or li benin dichrin. You mispal, you should give me children, bonim zacharim, boys. The avdeich ruusach, that do your rotzen. It's in the lashon tackle. Some shtelzach tackle. Why should it not be in the lashon of Brich Shemei? It's a lashon of the Zoyer. Then also the Zohar ends off at the Lashon Amin. Some Sidurim do have it, some don't have it. I think the art school has it in parentheses. Sure. Al Kaponim, that's Brich Shemei, like the Zohar says, that it's a Morid de Ge'ez Ratza in Bishas, opening up the Aron Kodesh. And Mela, Zok the Zohar, you should say Brich Shemei. When exactly do you say it? When exactly? The Zohar says, when Kad Mafkin Sefer Torah, when you take out the Sefer Torah, does it mean when you open up the Aron Kodesh and you're about to take out the Sefer Torah? Does it mean when you're taking it out? Does it mean when you took it out already? In Shari Ephraim, that's the Sefer we have for Hilchas Kriyas HaTorah, he says, Bais shepoischen ha'aroin lahoitzi Sefer Torah, when you open the Aron Kodesh, you say V'yim Tzaya. Then he says, Ubishas Aitzos Sefer Torah, when you take out the Sefer Torah, you start to say Bruch Shemei. What does it mean, Bishas? It takes only a few seconds to take it out. And Matei Ephraim, he says a little clearer, which is the same Mechaber. The Matei Ephraim is his Sefer on Yom Noroi. And in Yom Kippur, Siman Tov Reish Yutes, he says like this, V'achar shehoitziyoi ha-Sefer Torah, after you take out the Sefer Torah, then you say Bruch Shemei. Al Kaponim, what's Mavur is that you take out the Sefer Torah and then you say Bruch Shemei. These are tshuvas Ramosha about it. Somebody asked him, when do you say it? Ramosha brings these two Maramakaimis. And Ramosha says, though, as we're going to see soon, the Artaka, there's a different minig. However, Dr. Ramosha, b'mokim that there's no minig, the right thing is to be noyig like this. Why? There's no Rishonim about it. There's no Shulchan Aruch about it. The Shulchan Aruch doesn't even say to say Bruch Shemei. Even the Zohar, like he says, doesn't say if to say it before you take out the Sefer Torah, afterwards. Memela, there's a Matei Ephraim that says you should say it after you take out the Sefer Torah. It should be afterwards. Just kedai to note, it's not mavur that when the person who takes out the Sefer Torah, does he have to give it right away to the Chazan or not give it to the Chazan? I don't find any maramakim, but I just want to be mitzayim, ma'oirer, that sometimes you could find, if you take out the Sefer Torah right away and you give it to the Chazan feels pressured. He has to say Sefer Torah already, he has to say Gadlu. If he doesn't feel pressured, it's Gavaldik. But if he does, but Pashtus, the one who takes out the Sefer Torah, could hold the Sefer Torah while saying Bruch Shemei. The ikr is that it should be after you take out the Sefer Torah. It doesn't say that the Baal Tefillah has to hold the Sefer Torah.
Someone could just have it like inside.
What'd you say?
Someone could just have it inside the door. You can read it from it.
So the emes is, you're saying very good, some have it inside. So even if you're saying if the person takes it out, he can still say it, it's on the door. Yeah? Very good, very good. What'd you say?
During Rosh Hashanah.
Good. That's another good point also. Yeah, Pashas to leave the Aron Kodesh. Yeah, Taka, I didn't see that they say that all. To leave the Aron Kodesh open till after Bruch Shemei. Mi'idach, and this will be another reason why some shuls have the Bruch Shemei on the door of the Aron Kodesh. Al Pi Kabbalah is brought that the fakir, to Sefer Torah should be inside. You don't take out, not to take the Sefer Torah out yet. You open up the Aron Kodesh, you don't take out the Sefer Torah, you say Bruch Shemei, and Darkei Chaim V'Sholem, he brings like that. And that's the minig, al pi roiv, by Nusach Svar, to keep the Sefer Torah inside. Somebody asked of Shlomo Zalman what to do, so Shlomo Zalman said, either way is good. So, and the Chanami Taka, it's lakan or lakan. Whatever is done, ain't lahakbid. Zicha not to make a machloikis out of it. When do you say Bruch Shemei? When, what I mean to say is, every single time you take out a Sefer Torah, is it Monday, Thursday, Shabbos, morning, Shabbos by Mincha? It's interesting, the Mogen Avram, in Siman Reish Pei Beis in Hilchos Shabbos, before Sif Kot and Aleph, Zok the Magen Avram. The lashon is, you say it Shabbos Shachris. Shabbos Shachris. Some already ma'orer versteht sich, he doesn't mean not mincha. Vada, you say it Shabbos mincha, because mincha is a eis ratzon, like we mentioned before 17 times. That's a eis ratzon. Shabbos mincha is zichar eis ratzon. So if you're saying brich shmei at a time of eis ratzon, for sure to say it bezman mincha. I think if I understood correctly, unless it's something more api Kabbalah. But al kapanim Shabbos. To say brich shmei only Shabbos. And the question, the Chidah, the Machzek, in the Sefer Machzek Bracha, others also ask, if you take a look in the Zohar says when you open up the Aron Kodesh, it's an Eis Ratzon. There's no chiluk if it's Shabbos, if it's during the week. Why should there be a chiluk? Why should there be a chiluk?
They could have to be Kollel also.
What'd say?
They could have to be Kollel also.
That's it, if you say Brich Shemei.
Somebody bring down so when you say Kesser, that's why Shabbos and
Aha.
Rosh Chodesh. You say Kesser,
Interesting. So Rosh Chodesh also. I didn't. Good. I hear. Then Rosh Chodesh also, not just Shabbos, but a time when you say Kesser. Aha. Lamaisa, they bring that the Arizal Taka only said at Shabbos. Hare, from the Magen Avram comes out that you only say at Shabbos. Mi'idach, the El Yerabah, the Pri Megadim, Kuf Lamed Daled, Rav Pa'alim, and the Mishnah Berurah brings it clearly in Kuf Lamed Daled. He spells it out. He said, you say Brich Shemei, you say Bein B'Shabbos, Bein B'Choil. Shabbos and Choil, that's the minig by a lot, by most. But it's kedai to be Metzayin. I always learn new things every day. It's kedai to be Metzayin. Could be anybody could confirm on that. The Yekis don't say Brich Shemei. Is that right? They don't say it B'chlal. So even the Magen Avram says Shabbos. The Ali Rabbi Mishnah Berurah says you say it always, even B'choil. Then there's a minig Kaddish by Klal Yisrael not to say it B'chlal.
It seems like when I heard, as I used to be said, it was he stopped it after Shabbos and Tzvi.
I heard that today also. All the Kabbalah, everything Kabbalistic was taken out. Some things they put back.
Sfarim must only say on Shabbos.
Aha.
Like in Magen Avram.
I looked at
Rosh Chodesh also
a Shaili, you said, or
because of Kesser.
Kesser. So the Svardim only say at Shabbos.
Yom Tov, yeah, Yom Tov also I think Shabbos.
Another Nakuda to speak about Lagabe Haitzah, when you take out two Sefer Torahs, whoever's mechubed with to take out the Sefer Torah, Pashtus, if these two Sefer Torah, you take out one Sefer Torah, you give that Sefer Torah to the Chazan, and the second Sefer Torah, if you get Haitzah, you could hold the Sefer Torah. And the emissaries in Shari Ephraim, he says like that, clearly, that the one who gets Haitzah, he holds the second Sefer Torah. Lamaisa, there's a minig by many places that you give it over to somebody else. Yom Kippur, I'm a Gabi in a local shul near me, and the Rav tells me, I've already from year after year, that when I give Haitzah, to make sure that there's a second person there to take the second Sefer Torah. To say it's really the person that does Haitzah bets him. He takes out one Sefer Torah, gives it to the Chazan, then he could take out the second Sefer Torah and close the Aron Kodesh. What happens if you took out the Sefer Torah? You said before about being goyel. I thought you were referring to this. You take out the Sefer Torah, and it turns out it's the wrong Sefer Torah. It happens. Now these plaques on the Sefer Torah, but it happens. You took out the wrong Sefer Torah. So there's a big machlokes in the Yavit they bring, but there's a big shaila if you could put back the Sefer Torah or not. It's sad not to put back the Sefer Torah. It's a zilzal Sefer Torah. You took out the Sefer Torah, and now you're putting it back. So it's a big shaila. Lamaisa, it's a machlokes. Ramosha has a long tshuva over here. Ramosha says, Lamaisa, you don't put it back. Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, Klor. Oh, You have a shul, taka, have the experience. The emes is, first, good, very good. He says, klor, like Rabbi Shiur says, the ovid kamar of it, the ovid kamar of it. I wanted to just bring out one point. He says, he goes lakanu lakan. It's like a long tshuva, and he says, alatzad that you can't, but avad, if somebody in the shul, yells out, put back the Sefer Torah, zicher b'makam achloikis, you zicher should put it back. The Lamaisi concludes, anyways, the ovid kamar. But even if, let's say, once you take it out, shadas, you're familiar and you know it's zilzal Sefer Torah, not to put it back. Hamiu, the ovid kamar, if somebody makes a tumult and says, you have to put it back, so zayin to put it back. Maybe it's taka zilzal Sefer Torah, but b'makam machloikis, it's zicha nakadai. It's a machloikis. It's a machloikis la'alocha what to do.
Let's say it's two Sefer Torah, both in the right place. Someone screams that you need to the wrong one.
So if they're both, let's say you're taking out two Sefer Torah.
But let's say there's two Sefer Torah, you're taking out one Sefer Torah, and both at the right place. There's two Sefer Torah, both at the right place. And you take one because many just take this one.
Because they want to use a certain Sefer Torah. So I don't know, Lamaisa, in Hilchas Zilzal, why, when people look at it, the Zilzal is because you look at a Sefer Torah, and why you're putting it back, it's not a good Sefer Torah. So you're saying, no, everybody knows it's a good. I'm asking you, even in Zilzal, why is it ever a Zilzal? Everybody knows you're putting it back because it's not niglal to the right place. Pashtus would be nichlal and Zilzal also. Pashtus. I don't know. Pashtus.
Is there any get there how far to be out? If you're very bored to the beam.
You're asking if there's a shear how far. Pashtus, if the reason why not to put it back is Zilzal, is once you take it out. I mean, if your hand is on it, you can move your hand. But if you took out the Sefer Torah, even if it's a millimeter out of the Aron Kodesh, you took it out and you're putting back the Sefer Torah, it's a Zilzal.
Even if they open up the Sefer, the label? Just even if they open up the Sefer, the label in the Sefer, only while
I don't remember that they should. Why should it be different once you took off the? If it's a zilzal, if it's not a zilzal, so you put it back. I mean, once you opened it already, yeah, that's the halachos already. But yeah, you opened it up, yeah. Say bishov, you put it back. So Lamaisa, in the title of the shiur, it said Haitzah v'achnasa. What's, we have to talk a little bit something about putting the Sefer Torah back. In Siman Kuf Mem Tes, the Ramah says that there's a mitzvah when you're putting back the Sefer Torah by achnasa. So when you put the Sefer Torah back, there's a mitzvah l'lavos. People, when the Sefer Torah passes in front of you, you should be malava, go with the Sefer Torah. And the Mishabura says, Hu adin, when you put it in Haitzah also, you're supposed to be malava, go walk with the Sefer Torah. The Chidah says that you don't have to be malava the Sefer Torah all the way till the Aron Kodesh, you malava a little bit. And the same is also the Shar Ephraim says that even if you're further away and the Sefer Torah is not going to pass your seat, you're 3 rows away, also you should be malava a little bit. You don't have to be malava. The poskim say it doesn't mean you have to be malava fully with the Sefer Torah, and the reason is pashut, because if everybody's going to push it's going to be a shtuparai. It's not even covered at Torah. But you walk a little bit. So if you're next to the Sefer Torah for the same reason, if everybody's going to walk with the Sefer Torah from the bima to the Aron HaKodesh, and if there's a lot of space, a lot of people, it's also not practical. So you malav l'chvay the Sefer Torah.
Who does not belong to the Shliach Tzibur or the one who got the Hagba? You find the Shliach Tzibur stays where he is, and the one that got the Hagba brings it up. And that's supposed to be that his supposed to bring malava back to the Sefer Torah. You're
asking a shaila, who brings the Sefer Torah after Hagba to the Aron Kodesh? So if I remember correctly, I think there's a chiluk between Nusach Svard and Nusach Ashkenaz. Let's say by Mincha, Lamashal, Shabbos Mincha, you find. It's negay be'etzem, we would be negay. It's negay every morning. It doesn't make a chiluk Nusach Ashkenaz or Svard if they put the Sefer Torah back. Who takes the Sefer Torah? I think there's a chiluk Nusach Svard, the Baal Tefillah doesn't even take the Sefer Torah. The one who did Hagba walks the Sefer Torah till the Aron Kodesh, and then the one who gets a tzav achas and puts the Sefer Torah. Nusach Ashkenaz, for sure Shabbos Mincha, I think during the week also. I'm getting to learn over here now that the nusach is whatever the Tefillah davens. So now you see Taka more. I see more. Sometimes the argument is a nusach Ashkenaz. I know nusach Ashkenaz, but you see, I just get more. Can remember. I'll upon him one more nekuda, and with this I'm going to conclude. Taking out the Sefer Torah, Zokti Yesod v'Sharish v'Avoidei brings from the Arizal. I Taka to read the lashon inside. V'zel l'shoyna Arizal, he brings already the lashon u'bachapkin u'machabek, embrace u'machapkin u'manashken ha-Sefer Torah b'shtei ziroisav. To say when the Sefer Torah passes by in front of you, you menashek u'machabek u'manashek the Sefer Torah. The Shari Ephraim brings from the Kitzer Ashla that says that it's not right those that don't kiss the Sefer Torah, they just put their hand on the Sefer Torah and they kiss the hand. And Lamaisi says, no, it's fine. You don't have to go and kiss the Sefer Torah. Even with your hand, it's also fine, he brings. Some actually want to say, bedafka, not to go and kiss the Sefer Torah. Germs, and it's a little bit of zilzal to the Sefer Torah, gets dirty, and if kids kiss it and a running nose, it's a zilzal. Lamaisa, Rav Shlomo Zalman already says that it's fine. It's Beseder, you could. This is in the halacha, for everybody, not just taking out the Sefer Torah. And just leaving a sign, we should take a bizoicha tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, when they say Brich Shemei, it should be in a skabel, the Zman, the Eis Ratz, and the Tefillah of Brich Shemei.
What